I take a lot of pride in this taco. It was on the cover of the LA Times, and I believe it to be the best vegan bite in Los Angeles.
My name is Vanessa Acosta. I'm the founder of Wasi Clothing. We are an online e-commerce business at wasiclothing.com.
People know me as Joy. I'm one of the co-founders at Tacos 1986. We're the fastest growing, fastest grossing taqueria in America.
So where in LA are you?
I'm in Hollywood. That's where we started. First time I ever sold a taco was in the corner of Highland and Lexington, and I've been there almost for 4 years. I haven't been able to move.
This is where it started. I can't get myself to leave.
Yeah, I can't sign a house lease, but I can sign a business lead left and right.
So wait, how many locations do you have now?
6 locations all throughout the city. We make sure that all the 6 locations get fresh onion, cilantro, guacamole,
Nice.
the 5 different salsas. So they all look and taste the same, you know.
That's probably why you have so many locations.
Yeah.
The standards are high.
Yeah, well, we want to be the greatest taqueria in America. There's 3,000 taquerias in Los Angeles, so that's gonna be super hard to do, but that's the mindset, that's the purpose. Our product and concept is so fresh that we might be able to do it. What about you and your lovely business? Would you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I have a clothing brand called Wasi Clothing. It's based here in Los Angeles. It's an e-commerce website, and it's a sustainable Bolivian-American brand. So it's very conscious in the way that we produce everything, and the way that I design also is inspired by my own culture, or just like the umbrella of what it means to be a Latina person.
Of course. And where did you get your inspiration to start?
I was working for the fashion industry for maybe like a decade, and the fashion industry isn't that well known for treating people of color in the best way. So,
Oh, really?
Yes, I was the only person of color within the design room. All the design room people are all white, and then everyone in the warehouse is Latino. I kind of lived between these two worlds. That kind of like pushed me to create my own business that was Latino owned and also strived to be representative of many people. So that's kind of what inspired me. And then also being Bolivian and being such a small community, I wanted to some way incorporate that.
Yeah.
So Wasi is like a Quechuan word.
Wasi.
Yeah, W-A-S-I. I got it tattooed right here.
Wasi. And what does Wasi mean?
So it actually means home in Quechua, which is an indigenous language that is spoken in Bolivia, Peru, and my grandparents speak it. So when I was starting this business, I knew that I wanted the name to like mean something.
Of course.
And I remembered, I opened up a notebook and I found this word in there. And I was like, that's what I'll call it. And it's kind of this like full circle, like honoring my ancestors, but also creating a safe place and a home for all of my customers to come shop. They feel represented, they feel seen in what I design. There's a lot of things that have made the business the way that it is.
But you stick to your Bolivian roots, obviously, or Latin American roots.
Exactly.
You get your motivation from the, okay, that's super cool.
How about you? Like, you know, what with your identity and
Of being
tacos?
Well, me being from Tijuana, Baja California, that's the house of the best taco in Mexico, so they say. My friends, my family have a big part. When I was a kid, me and my neighbor went and rode this bike, and after riding for hours, we got hungry, and we stopped at a taqueria, and he's like, what do you want? And I'm like, it was like the first time ordering anything at a restaurant, and I'm like, 2 tacos de carne asada. And after riding the bike, after being, you know, hungry, that bite right there, I was like, whoa. Like, I've had tacos before in my life, but that moment right there was like, this is so delicious. Like, I could eat this every day. And oh my, that flavor, that moment stays with me, and then I started being a cook, or started my cooking career, and everywhere I went, from San Diego to Los Angeles, New York, Paris, nowhere was this bite to be found. And as a chef or as a cook, I was like, maybe this is something that I could offer to people. That's the image that I want to offer. That's my inspiration.
That nostalgia, that like flashback to childhood.
And And do you have something that, you know, you feel very proud of that people order the most?
I used to make these matching Frida sets. Once the business blew up on TikTok, I was just like oversold. People really love Frida Kahlo. So it was like backordered for months. But because of that, it allowed me to create more. So I've created a bunch more designs that people really love. I do like a lot of Spanglish designs. So
good. Be in the city of the Spanglish-speaking community, you know?
When the Bolivian community shows up, they're like, take all my money, like anything you create.
All the support, take all of my support.
Yeah.
Anyway, amazing, that's super cool.
Yeah.
We've
What's
been very
your
lucky.
favorite taco that you sell?
My favorite
What's
taco.
your go-to?
Yeah, my favorite taco, and I eat tacos every day.
Yeah.
My favorite is the adobada taco, pork marinated in adobo, and we put it on a vertical spit. Some people call it al pastor. That's my favorite taco. That's why I got into making tacos in the first place, building those vertical spits. Although we have an amazing vegan option. I take a lot of pride in this taco. It's the mushroom taco because I kind of invented it, or the recipe. I've never tasted anything like it anywhere. And I believe it to be the best vegan bite in Los Angeles. Handmade corn tortilla with sauteed mushrooms, some masha vinaigrette, onion, cilantro, guacamole, salsa. It was on the cover of the LA Times, so I'm proud of that one.
I'm gonna try those.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. And do you have a physical store, brick and mortar?
No, so I'm strictly just e-commerce, and I sell wholesale through like different stores and boutiques.
You have a web page where I can find you, or is it just like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook?
All of those things.
All of those, yeah.
And that's honestly what's happening a lot more lately. Like people don't really go to malls anymore. Like you just easily get it online.
It happens with the food too. We were a very physical store. Tacos are known to not travel well, but right now with technology and ordering online, we've been able to adapt, and it became an amazing business.
That's great.
As far as sales go and getting the brand out there in different communities and people's homes, it's been a huge learning factor for us. How does technology has helped your...
Yeah, technology, I mean, it's a huge part for e-commerce, but Square was like a huge help when I started doing pop-ups. So even though like I'm online only, every once in a while there's pop-ups that happen in Los Angeles and San Francisco. So I pack everything up, I do in person, and Square is there to help me out with every transaction. And I usually don't bring cash to any pop-ups because...
Cash-free operation?
Cash-free operation.
Sounds so clean.
And then I've got my little Square, like it's so easy. I just plug it into my phone.
Do you have the portable, or you plug it into your phone?
Yeah, plug it into the phone.
Yeah, I have all the units. I have the POS in the store. I have the portable one. We can, hey, what's up? What do you want?
It just makes me feel more official, you know?
It does. It's pretty cool.
That's helped me like a huge way. It's just easy to just track every transaction, see what's coming in and out. Yeah.
It's like the core of our catering business too.
Yeah.
So emails come in, it helps us get the money in and get the product out as fast as we can. Like getting a Tacos 1986 package that you open and you get aroma and a little like dopamine, like, oh, I'm gonna eat these tacos. It's something that is very nostalgic and cool to me. And that bite, that unique bite, that's a Tijuana style taco.
That nostalgia, that like flashback to childhood.
What about you? What are your thoughts on bringing authenticity to your brand?
When I started my business, it's, you know, when you start a business, it's very small, very small. So I got in front of the camera and I do behind the scenes. I make sure to make my customers feel like I'm being transparent with them. Hey, like if I'm gonna say I'm a sustainable business, I'm gonna show you how we're being sustainable. You know, I'm not gonna greenwash it and say I'm being sustainable, but actually not doing the practices. So I think that really has made the customers really appreciative and really love the brand because they feel like they know me, like we're family. We're not just a product, there's like people behind this. So what are some goals that you have for the future? What's like the ultimate dream?
The world, Chico. No, I'm kidding. No, I would love to open in Japan one day, but obviously I would love to open in every state and give the young community, the young kids of the United States the opportunity to have a taco experience like I did. So that's a goal.
Big goal. Which
That's
you'll
a big
do.
one.
You'll make it happen.
Yeah, be the first billion-dollar taqueria in America. What about you? What are your goals and
I am trying to elevate the brand more and find better sustainable practices and kind of incorporate more technology into producing like my own fabrics and stuff like that, but also producing those fabrics like in Bolivia and like using Bolivian people.
Yeah.
And eventually, it's always been a dream of mine to be the first Bolivian designer to show at New York Fashion Week. So that's why I want to elevate the brand so it is ready to be shown on the runway.
That's a cool goal to have.
Yeah, so.
I hope I get to do a pop-up there, you know, and you'd be, hey, what's up, girl? Making tacos here.
Yeah, the snacks will be tacos 1986. We'll see each other at the top.
Yes, let's go, girl. Amazing.
So my biggest takeaway talking with Joy was his confidence and his drive to like keep pushing, even though there were challenges and bumps in the road, he like made it happen.
What I took away from my conversation with Vanessa was she's very devoted to her company, to her roots. I really appreciate her work ethic as far as keeping everything as sustainable as possible. Her input on being an e-commerce company. There's a few things that I can take and maybe adapt it to my company, but her passion towards her business is a big one.